welcome back. Q1 is over and we are into Q2 already. I have moved my whole apartment around, hence why my island is over here, but I need a little spice up and a little bit of a change. So welcome back. I am really excited for this episode. I sat down today and I done a full Q1 review, personal, health, financial, the business, mentally, spiritually, and I break every single chapter and factor down and sector in my life. Reason for that is I always want to get better. When you're super busy and you're running a lot of things, it is so important that I am functioning at my highest ability. And when there's a lot to do and also a lot that I want to achieve, I have to have a different path with new habits and things that are going to take me to the next level. So the podcast for today is all going to be about a Q1 review. And we are on our fourth coffee of the day, which is absolutely criminal, but I'm not going to lie. I have been sitting here since 1 o'clock and it's 6 o'clock now, planning, prepping, podcasts already, the YouTube. I have so much exciting things to share, but I can't right now, but they're coming this month and in the month of May. So the next 2 months are like filled with so much happiness, so much love, like you're just going to be like, wow. But let's get into today's episode and let's get right into it. My candle has just died, which means we need a new one as well. But I always love a review. And if you don't review and reflect, how are you meant to really follow through and get better at what you want to work towards? Maybe it's not even a goal. Maybe it's just becoming better. Maybe it's having more confidence. Maybe it's in your job or your career. How are you meant to get better if you don't review and reflect and say, you know what? Those great goals and that exciting webinar that I got on for at the start of January was so exciting. I was in the zone, and we all make these promises to ourselves. And I like to come onto the podcast and hold you accountable for, and I like to push people and challenge them and push it outside your comfort zone. So wherever you're listening from right now, please let me know how you found this. Let me know if you're joining in or where you're joining in from, and take note, but also take action. If you don't take action and actually make the change, there is no point in listening to podcasts and saying, you know what, I said I'm going to do that. I said I'm going to do that. The sayers and the doers are two different people and go down two different paths. The sayers are the ones that make all the fake promises. It's hype at the start. And the doers are the ones that say it, but they go and take action right away. Okay, so maybe right now you're starting over fresh. You are taking action right away. But use this as awareness being switched on for yourself, clicking in your head, you know what she's saying is, yeah, I need a little bit of that. I need to listen and hear a little bit of that as well. So 3 months are gone. 3 months of the year are gone. Actually 3.5. We're into the second week of April. What were the goals? And write them down right now, or maybe in your head if you're driving along, think about them. What were the goals that you set out at the start of the year, and what were your intentions? Were you super excited, inspired, new energy, new me, I'm not going to do this? Did you pass? Did you fail? Did you do the things they said you were going to do? How are you feeling in your body? How are you feeling confidence-wise? And this isn't to make you feel bad at all. This is to bring awareness, like what I was saying. Let's use that keyword for this episode. But follow through on the things that you say you're going to do, because when you don't follow through, you set yourself up for failure instantly before you even try anything new. And that's why most people are always like, oh, I always say I'll do it and I never do it. Or I always say I'm going to do the thing, but I know deep down I can never stay consistent with it. It's because you've already let yourself down before you even start. So, where do we start? Where will I start? I like to look at the cost of inaction. And I have said this probably before on the podcast, but I've actually said it to a friend recently that if I was on my deathbed and younger me came up and asked for advice and was like, oh my God, like, show me your life, open the book and show me what it was like, and how did you live, and what way did you speak, what were your values like, and what was your mission in life? And considering you only get one, and people think this is quite deep and things to ask, but like, you get one life. Why are you not writing that story with that pen as exciting as you can, as inspiring, as scared as you should be? Like, me writing that down? Yes. Okay, but the cost of inaction is something that would kill me forever if I knew that I had these opportunities right in front of me, like you do right now. You don't even see them. If I realize that if I don't change these patterns and habits, I'm not going to see my life change. I'm always going to be completely in the same generational cycle in general. I'm going to be speaking to myself the same. I'm going to attract the same partners. I'm going to let people disrespect me. I'm not going to stand up for myself, maybe in my job, whatever it is. If you cannot auto-correct that and look at your life and be like, wow, like I done that. Like, you have to have some sort of mission in life, no matter what it is. Maybe it's to be a great mom. Maybe it's to be a fab auntie. Maybe it's to run a business and be super successful. Maybe it's just to excel in the job that you're in and get a certain role. Maybe it's nothing to do with academics, and maybe it's just being a great person and living by a certain way that maybe other people in your family or your life didn't. But what does it mean to you with the cost of inaction? Because the cost of inaction for me is like, I'm never getting that time back, and regret would absolutely kill me. So I want to ask you right now, what would happen if you don't take action with the things that you're going to say? And not right at like in 6 months time when I have the money and I'm going to do this. What about right now? Like, if you were to die in 2 months time, what is the cost of inaction of not going after everything? It's regret. Okay, so look at your life and look at the choices, and let's get right in. So Q1 is the patterns, and it will show you where your habits are. It will show you what way your food, your sleep, your mindset, waiting for the perfect time, waiting for Monday, motivation, overthinking instead of action. Procrastination is something we spoke about a lot last week with my clients, and you'll constantly be hot and cold, up and down, in and out, instead of having the commitment to yourself that these are my goals, this is what I work towards, and where am I going. And if you think your year didn't get off to a great start and you're kind of at a limit and you realise, you know what, like it didn't really get off to a great start, I am a little bit disappointed, just realise that it's exposing your habits to you. It's not exposing you as a person, it's exposing your habits, and they're things that you have to change. I always say you cannot do the same things and expect to get the same result. It's literally impossible, okay? It's impossible. So you need to reframe your mindset, and that's why it's important. Like, yes, you're listening to podcasts and you're inspired, and you know your brain is going 90, and you might have your pen and paper out now, but what do you do after this? Do you take action? Do you move it? Like, just realize, like, okay, I'm listening here right now. Why am I listening to Ciara? Why am I on these podcasts? Like, what is it in my life that needs to change? Because we all go, you know, I kind of know I need to do that, but I don't. Okay, so again, the cost of inaction, but what are the patterns that you're constantly repeating that need to shift and change? Another thing too is there shouldn't be any guilt here. There should be a little bit like, a little bit of disappointment, because instantly, like, you should want to do better. You should want to feel better. You should be challenging yourself in life in every area, because that's what evolvement is, and growth, and in general. So it's just, for me to clarify, like, I'm not here again to make you feel guilty. I'm not here to make you feel like you're behind or I'm ahead. We're all equal, but the people that do the work are the ones that get the result. And it's not that you're incapable or you can't do it. It's just that you've been probably programmed, or you haven't got the habits and the fundamentals in place, and you're just constantly running the same pattern but expecting a different result. You can't do that. It's like someone coming on for a fat loss guide, or not a fat loss guide, a body transformation, and they're like, yeah, no, like, I feel like I'm doing the same thing and I'm never seeing results. Are you really tracking everything? Are you looking at the small gaps that keep dropping in between? Do you know what you're eating? Do you actually go out and get your steps in? Well, no, but, well, like, how can you expect a change when you don't even make a change, you know, or you don't track what gets measured until you really know, all right? So really, really important. So let's look at transition to action and the important shift that comes from the cost of inaction, addressing it and acknowledging it, reviewing and reflecting and going, you know what, time to make a change, and then actually implementing it and taking action. There's 3 steps. So right now you're probably here and you're probably reviewing and like a little bit disappointed. Maybe you're feeling really proud of yourself. Maybe you're hyped up and you're ready to go. Let's look at, okay, satisfied, but like, we always want improvement. What's on the other side of this growth again? And it's not always money, success, all of that, in case you are like, well, why would I want more? It's like more for you as a person and as your self-development, and as you grow, that's where the magic will happen, because you'll ascend into a different level and you'll operate in a different frequency too. So let's learn from it. I want you to write down 3 things right now that you said you would do at the start of the year, and what didn't you do and why. And I'm going to give you a few minutes in between this podcast, maybe pause it, come back to me. I'm going to sip my coffee and also have a little bit of reflection. I'm not perfect. I also struggle with things like this. But I address, I realign, and maybe I fell off the yellow brick road, but I'm back on it. Okay? And what on it is for me is very different for what's on it for you. But you cannot expect to make a change in your life if you're constantly doing the same things, hanging with the same people, talking about the same things, scrolling on your phone and being like, well, I don't know why I don't see a change. You don't see a change because you don't put the work in. You don't see a change because you don't take the steps to go a different route to get a different result. You can't expect to do the same things and get the same result. Never. So right now, you're reviewing, you're reflecting, you're thinking right now, okay, where am I at? And we're on the bridge for reframing that mindset and saying, you know what, maybe I did have a really rough start to the year. Maybe I didn't prioritize myself the way I said I would. Maybe I feel a little bit disappointed in myself, or maybe I'm really proud. Maybe I'm ready to go. That rainbow is like shining across and I'm ready to push harder. Amazing. Whichever one you're in, it is your season of life. It is super exciting. You should be grateful that both scenarios, both positive and negative, you could say, are going to give you feedback, all right? This is the most beautiful thing about reviewing and reflecting. You look at everything that you're doing. You acknowledge it and you go, you know what? Even though it was a shit year at the start, even though I let that person walk all over me, even though I didn't show up the way I could have, I'm ready to make a change. And is that not the most freeing thing ever, rather than beating yourself down, having to sit here and be like, oh my God, well, I say you're already defeating yourself. You're already putting a lack of belief in yourself. You're already limiting yourself with Q2, being like, yeah, well, if I put down my goals for Q2, am I going to be the same thing? Well, I mean, this is your choice. You're at the bridge. Do you go back on over the bridge and stay where you are, or do you take the next step and you land over on Emerald City, wherever you're going? I don't know. But it is so important that you know this is your journey. There shouldn't be any comparison. Who cares about what I'm doing? Who cares about what your partner's doing? Who cares about what your friend is doing? What do you want for your life, and where are you going with things? How are you feeling right now? What does your health look like? How do you feel every day in your clothes? Are you going to go into summer still complaining, being like, don't take a picture of me, I hate my stomach? Work on yourself. Come on, we're not perfect. None of us ever will be, but love life and love your body and love your mind and love your insides so much that you respect them, that you don't disrespect them, that you don't hate yourself every time you look in the mirror. You don't sabotage yourself every Monday when you wake up and you're like, I hate my life. Why would you not make a change when you can? Well, it's not that easy. Listen, we can keep going around in circles, and you guys have been here a long time to know that that's not how I roll on a podcast like this. I don't go back and I don't sit and say, well, like that's coulda, shoulda, did it. Listen, you've got the choice right now. As I said, you've got your pen and paper out, or maybe you're just listening. Maybe you're a little bit resistant right now and you're clocking off from me. Whichever it is, I hope that you're taking something from this. And I want to leave some journaling prompts at the end here for you, that you can go back on this and realize time does pass really fast. Not to be super deep right now, but it does. The cost of inaction is my whole life. That should be enough drive to get your ass up right now and move. Number 3, what patterns am I continuously repeating? Or people am I attracting into my life, or am I surrounding myself with? Patterns are so, so important. And again, that awareness and that bridge in between, when you can look at that and go, right, well, I'm on the bridge, I'm aware, I know if I take this leap, it could be scary, I could lose people, I could, go into a different career, and what if it doesn't work out, I don't make as much money? Listen, you're on the middle of the bridge with the awareness. Which way are you going? I want to know, are you going backwards, or are you going forward, or maybe you're going to stay here for a little bit, but realize that Q1 is giving you feedback right now, it's giving you awareness, and use Q2 as a push forward. Maybe you're going to go slower in pace. Maybe you're going to give yourself a little bit more time, meditation, water, food, great foods. But write your answers down and give yourself some feedback on this, and realize, you know what, this is my life, and I'm never going to sit here and give you the answers, but I am going to give you some reset prompts that I want you to take, and I'm going to pop them below in this video as well. What is one thing that you're going to do consistently every single day in Q2? Whether that's 2 litres, 3 litres of water, 8, 10,000 steps. Maybe it's your journaling. Maybe it's you're going to commit to 2 gym sessions a week. Wow, is that all? Yes, just one thing that you're going to do. What habit, is question 2, actually moves my life forward? So question 1 is what's one thing that's going to consistently do in Q2 every single day? Number 2, what habit actually moves my life forward? And number 3, what do I need to stop doing immediately? 3 deep questions. And your last one I'm going to leave you with is, what does showing up actually look like for me every single day? What does showing up look like for you every single day? I know for me, I'm taking myself to the next level again. So showing up in the different things I have to do, I can't expect to do the same things and get the same result. I'm looking for next level, which means I have to push myself there before I get there. Confidence comes after action. And that's all I'm going to leave you with. Confidence comes after action. And I really hope that you took inspiration from this. 16 solid minutes of power, 16 minutes of tapping into yourself. If you can't even give yourself an hour of the day, or even 40 minutes after this, to take some notes, to plan something small for yourself. Those 3 journaling prompts could literally change your life if you consistently show up for them. Don't lose momentum on yourself. Even when you don't want to do it, you do it. Commit to the things that you say you're going to do and build that confidence and trust within yourself that, you know what, I don't self-abandon. I am going to follow through in the things that I'm going to do, even when I really don't want it. And even when temptation and things are pulling me left, right and centre, this is your life. And what did you say you wanted to do in January that you want to do? And if you've already achieved that, go bigger, dream bigger, push harder, live more, laugh more, whatever it is, love more. But just know you're listening to this episode for a reason. And I hope, as always, that you took some key golden nuggets from this. And the episodes for this quarter are amazing. Every single week, Tuesday, 7 a.m. This is my accountability to you girls or guys, whoever's listening. And I really hope that you enjoy it. Every Monday, I think it is. Let me actually double check that. Every Tuesday morning, 7 a.m, I will see you there. Let me know how you found this, and I will see you next week. Bye.